Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Tuesday, Mars Day, October 17th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to the number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to today, we have the starfish energy. And with the starfish energy, I'm smiling because I remember in the last meetup group on Patreon, we meet up on Zoom every last Sunday of the month at 11 a.m. And at the end of our meetup, we'll read cards for each other. And I remember the starfish came up for someone. And Brianna said, like, do you ever see a starfish move? Like, I remember that so clearly because it just did something for me. And with the starfish energy here, it brings me to, like she said, have you ever seen a starfish move? And everybody was like, nah, I've never seen a starfish move. And it was like, wow, that's on point in the sense that when you think of a starfish, it's like the environment moves it, everything moves it. And it's like, when you think of the starfish, a few things come to mind for me with the starfish is that it has 5 points. When I think of the number 5, I think about how the number 5 ties into sudden and unexpected changes. I think about how the number 5 is a chaotic energy, but I think about how, chaos and magic is intertwined. And how the number 5's chaos is like a glitch in the matrix that creates new things within our world that's so necessary. But I think about how that chaotic energy, it's like it moves us. It creates the change that we needed, that we didn't even know we needed until it's here. So when I think about what was said about the starfish, and she said, have you ever seen a starfish move? I know how I haven't. Maybe someone in the video is going to drop some, someone from watching this video, someone's probably going to elaborate more because they also have a perspective on it. But what stood out with her saying that is, to me, when I think of manifestation and when we're so clear about whatever it is that we want or what we're trying to create, it's like we don't even have to move ourselves, but everything around us will move us to wherever it is that we need to be. And I think about how the starfish ties into the water element, and I think about how emotions is so important when it comes to manifestation, in the sense that I remember hearing somewhere where we don't get what we think about, we get what we feel about life. So our thoughts create our emotions, and then our emotions, like electricity, manifest our reality. So when I think of and see the starfish, and then after what was told, to me about the starfish energy, it brings me to us surrendering to the moment and allowing time to move us, allowing the elements to move us, allowing for life to move us, in the sense that what's coming to mind is, say a person who made up their mind that they want love. And they made up their mind that they want love, as in something clicked for them, and they have a totally different perspective when it comes to relationships. Where, say, maybe before, this person didn't trust others and they had a certain kind of perspective that kept people away, because deep down maybe they wanted people to stay away because of the lack of trust, who knows. But something clicked, and this person now sees people and things so different. And now they're like, I'm ready for love. Like, I see people as a reflection of myself. And even though I might not agree with certain things with people, instead of seeing them as bad, I see them as different. So because I see them as bad and not different, I'm not rejecting anyone. So the person comes to, that realization, new perspective, and someone invites this person to go somewhere with them, but the person offers to pick them up, to take them, because the person doesn't want to drive alone. So they offer to pick this person up to take them with them to the event. And this person goes with their friend to the event, or whoever the person is that's taking them to an event, and meets someone that ends up being the person that they spend the rest of their life with. I think of it as a starfish, in the sense that the person set their intention and they didn't even have to move themselves. Someone else, like the waves in the ocean, or other animals or whatever, something else comes along and moves that person to exactly where they need to be to experience exactly what they needed at the moment. So with the starfish energy, it just brings me to faith. I think, I don't know, that being said about it, and now when I see it, it just gives me a whole new view, and it just makes me feel so good. And I feel like that's so fitting with the energies in the day, with being the 17th and the energies adding up and reducing to the number 7 vibration, and this also being a 7th year. So a lot of 7 is coming up when it comes to the energies today, which brings me to a lot of reflection today, major reflection, major introspection. We're seeking for something. We want answers. We want to understand something on a deeper level. We want for something to make sense. And, Mars is also in Scorpio, and Scorpio energy is also an investigative energy. The moon is still in Scorpio, more investigative energy. And Juno goes into Virgo today, which is an asteroid, and Juno deals with what keeps us committed. And Virgo is detail and analytical energy, but also investigative in its own way, as it's observing patterns. So now look at all the investigative energy all around. Today could be a day where you find yourself feeling solo and isolated. And for a day like today, when it comes to people who are extroverts, it might feel rough, as everybody wants to be by themselves today. No one wants to be bothered today. And even for the introverts, today might seem a little bit more quiet than normal, or feel a little bit too quiet for its own good, as the moon in Scorpio is tugging at our heartstring as we're trying to understand something on a deeper level. And with us being in a 7th year and all this number 7 energy amplified, it brings me to how whenever we're in a 7 moment, how our faith is always tested so it could be restored and be more solidified, and we could be more confident within ourselves in the sense that most of us have had our faith tested in this year 2023 through whatever means, whatever way. It's been a year that's been like a dark night of the soul for most of us, but it's really a blessing, as it has been helping us to shift our perspective when it comes to certain things to one that is more empowering, and shift our perspective in the way that we don't even have to move ourselves. Life will move us, in the sense that the person who says they want more money, and they say they want more money, and they're clear about it, and they let it go, and all of a sudden the dream comes in to show them how to make more money. They didn't even have to move themselves. The universe brought it to them. They just had to make up their mind that that's what they want. Or the person that says they want another job, and they're sitting around with a friend and they mention it, and then the friend gives a tip or a suggestion, and boom, they're on to wherever it is that they need. Ooh, wow, this is so good. So good. We have the Magician in the upright position. And with the Magician in the upright position, tying into all of this energy here, it just brings me to say, a day like today, a year like this one, where a lot of us have been tested. A lot of us have been through a lot. For some, I've even heard some say this is the worst year ever, but I feel like, it'd be like that when we're in the moment. But a 7 energy is tough because it requires introspection and being still and being silent. And with us being in a time where where short attention span, you know, is a thing, and so much distraction, silence, and introspection, and all of that could feel rough. But with the Magician energy here, and tying into the starfish card, and it's like the star is repeated, because in the Magician's pentacle, you could see that star. So when I look at the starfish and the Magician energy together, it just brings me to like a breakthrough moment. So it's like, say if you've been experiencing that dark night of the soul moment this whole year, or maybe it was heavy yesterday, and today you find yourself coming through the next end of it. It's like you can imagine to find yourself equipped with a level of understanding, a level of confidence, and the ability to make certain things work that you didn't know how to make work before. It's like something coming full circle with the Magician energy. It's like there's this full circle feeling that I'm getting. And it's like whenever you think of like the number 7 energy, always think of like a deep dive. And it's like, okay, where are we diving to? But it's like, I think of like someone deep diving and coming through the other end of the tunnel. And it's like everything making sense. The moon is in a position where it's a part of a T-square between Venus in Virgo and Saturn in Pisces. So the T-square that the moon is a part of brings me to say the inner world is in a place where I feel like the inner world is in a place where, like when I think of, say, Venus in Virgo and us valuing the details and repetition, I think of Virgo like the scientist, where, you know, you keep studying the thing over and over again till you can predict, you know, what it's going to do, but then for how long, as things are always changing. But when I look at the moon's, the T-square that is being made to the moon, it brings me to say something about time and values feels conflicting to the inner world. Something about time and values feel conflicting to the inner world. And when I think of the starfish and the Magician, it's like time is an illusion in the sense that, you know, sometimes time and how long something will take can discourage us to the point that we get in the way of our manifestation. So when I see the T-square to the moon, it brings me to that. Something about time and values being restrictive. Time and values in the sense that values, Venus and Virgo, valuing things that didn't really come from us. Or it could be valuing things that, you know, Virgo does deal with earth and service and things like that. But I think of also too Virgo, you know, us learning how things are supposed to be and us trying to recreate that. And that gets in the way of our manifestation, as we're not truly manifesting what's in our heart. Instead, we're trying to replicate what's already out in the world. And this is where we could find ourselves confused, not knowing what path to take, because our true voice, we've gotten so good at like pushing it down to the bottom. And instead, we're entertaining all the different stimulation that's presented to us by what everybody else is doing, or what we should be doing. And, you know, we find ourselves confused when we're really not confused. We just need to learn to trust and listen to ourselves. I like the positive aspect being made to Pluto in Capricorn and also Neptune and Pisces to the moon. When I look at the positive aspects being made to the moon, it brings me to say the inner world is in a place where we're ready to go within and get silent and figure out how to take control and transform our lives, take control and transform our careers, our goals, legacies, things like that. The moon is also a part of a T-square between Saturn and Pisces and Uranus conjunct Jupiter in Taurus. Again, to me, when I look at that T-square to the moon in Scorpio, time and also the way how things are supposed to be is a problem to the inner world at the moment. So when it comes to say the energies in today, to me, the number 7 is an energy that can tie into conspiracies. And when we look into the world, we realize that conspiracy only needs a certain amount of time until it's a reality, or conspiracy is something that we haven't been given permission to believe yet, until, you know, our government comes out and say this is what it is, and something, you know, is no longer a conspiracy anymore. So the number 7 energy is one that I feel like it's a conspiracy energy, in the sense that a person doesn't wait for others to tell them what something is. This is where somebody takes it upon themselves to investigate and dive deep and figure out truth for themselves. And I feel like when we practice doing that and questioning everything in the world, and we even do that and go within and question things, you know, we build up this strength within that turns into the magician and the star moment, where it's like you figure out a way how to wield magic by utilizing all of your resources and figuring out how to put all your resources together and create whatever it is that you want to create for yourself. And like the starfish, life moves you. You don't even have to move yourself. Life will move you. You just have to come to the realization that this is what it is. And then the right people, the right information, the right content, everything shows up to prepare you so that you can be moved. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. If you'd like to book a natal chart awareness coaching session with me, or check out my exclusive weekly content posted only on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. Before you do anything, please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.